their subconscious mind is not unlocked to communicate with the conscious mind. Very abstract.
Hello Malaysia, hello world. Apa khabar? ECM Talk is back with another interesting topic. Rape is not a joke. I'm Rajesh Shahrol, your host. Humor is an excellent tool to distress, to address pertinent issues, and to entertain. However, it seems comedy is often used as an excuse to insult and make ugly remarks. Funny doesn't come to mind when this humor minimizes the struggle of people who have experienced something outside of their control, as in rape jokes. We have heard all sorts of justifications for rape jokes. For example, I have the right to free speech. Now, let us hear more from my guest today, who needs no introduction, as her appearance on the electronic and social media has been overwhelming. Please welcome Yang Berbahagia Professor Datin Dr. Mariani Muhammad Noor, a psychologist from the Faculty of Education, Language and Psychology of SEGi University. She is also the President of Early Childhood and Care Education Council of Malaysia. Selamat datang to ECM Talk. Prof Datin, apa khabar?
Baik, sihat. Alhamdulillah.
Great, terima kasih. Now, if I may start, Prof Datin, why are rape jokes still prevalent in society today?
Okay, before I answer that question, let me just define what is rape. Yeah?
Please.
Because normally we know the incident of rape and it's out on paper every now and then.
Yes.
Now, rape is actually a type of sexual assault.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That involve sexual violence against a person without that person's consent.
Correct.
So, in other words, here it is between two persons whom one of them is not really volunteering whatever is going to happen, and the other one is a person who commit the crime.
Correct.
So in this case here, rape is not really a joke.
Right.
It is not funny either.
Right.
And at the same time, it involves the moral of someone.
Yes.
And to me, let me put it this way, indirectly, rape, if anyone take it as a joke, it is sort of a moral corruption.
Right.
We know about corruption,
right.
but this is more of a moral corruption.
Right.
Now, why it is prevalent nowadays? If we look at the high-profile comedian, they themselves use rape as a topic.
Right.
Yeah.
Precisely. Yeah.
And we can't say, oh, you can't take that because this is a free world. Yeah? And sometimes we got to know that what they do is because of the occupation-related reason.
Right.
There must be someone behind the screen,
right,
who may have asked them, okay, look, you take this title and make sure that people laugh about it, but at the same time they learn from it.
Right.
Now, when I say they learn from it, it might be something that a good script that they uttered, which can be beneficial to everybody outside there.
Right.
The reason why rape happened, and then what will be the consequences for the victim,
right,
and what can the organization do,
right,
as well as the relevant ministry.
Right.
So this is very important.
Right.
Now, in other words, if it is more of occupation-related reason, it is sort of helping people out there to break the barrier.
Right.
And to also understand the challenge of what needs to be done. Okay? But sometimes it is not because of occupation-related reason. Right. It's more towards the intrinsic, dalaman.
Right.
It's more towards the personality.
Right.
Now, when we talk about personality, it appears to me that it is more of the subconscious of someone's mind. They may have gone through the process. They may have seen it Because rape doesn't happen authentically in reality. But it also happened through the script. What I'm trying to say is drama, film. Okay, you act this way, you act that way. You lie down and you do this thing. So all this thing involve emotion. So when it involves emotion, of course, every response there must be a stimulus. So in this way, what I'm trying to say is that dalam kes rogol, yang melakukan, of course, they do have the rangsangan. Even if we look at any movie, anyone outside there, especially the men and also the women, akan terangsang. So, if it is to be taken as a topic in any comedian, whatever it is, of course, it will take many viewers.
I was coming to that.
Many viewers. In other words, if it is in the Facebook, the number of like increase, or the number of dislike also increases.
Correct.
So indirectly, that person's personal media social will be, we can say that is an influencer. So dengan kata lain, it's not only because of the occupation related reason, but it's more of the personal. It's trying to get rating. It's going to get rating, but not only for the personnel, but I think for organisation. So this is the real situation. So don't get me wrong, I'm talking from the reality of what's happening in the world. Just like if I do have my own Facebook, I will create something to increase the like. Or if I do have my own YouTube, I will do something that increase the like. The more the like you have, the better you are.
Your popularity, basically.
The popularity. So it depends on how popular you are, whether you are popular towards the negative side or you are popular towards the positive side. So in this world, anything can happen. Let's say as YMC, I'm popular. I think you are also popular. So how do we get the popularity? We get the popularity because of what we are doing. So the same thing goes to the comedian outside there who takes rape as the joke. So rape related joke is not really abnormal. It's a normal case. But it's of how the comedian or whoever involved in the situation takes it as a positive thing. If they take it as a negative thing, to the extent that it will affect the victim, then I think it would give a stressful situation to the victim outside there, to the family, and this is not good. So it is really not a joke, but if we can make it as something very useful for people outside there, the joke can become very meaningful to avoid rape and to make sure that we give them good moral support to the victim.
Maybe because, Prof. Datin, people don't understand the real term of rape. They feel that by creating it as a joke, other than getting good numbers of viewership and all that, but not enough research and study would have been done to understand what rape is all about. What do you think, Prof. Datin?
I think as a human being,
semua jadi benda lawak.
I think as a human being, they should be able to understand what is rape. I would just say that, put the situation, if let's say your sister, your mother or your wife were raped, then only they understand what is rape. Then they understand what is rape. As I told you before just now, it is a type of sexual attack. That you do it, carried out against the person without their consent. So when they do not understand about rape, this is where I think they are trying to make it as a joke. So in other words, I think it's more like their subconscious mind is not unlocked to communicate with the conscious mind. Very abstract.
Interesting. Maybe you can explain a little bit more there.
The subconscious mind is where we store our data in our short-term memory. And then to be stored in the long-term memory, anything meaningful yang sangat seronok suka, process in the working memory. But now, when everything is stored, what is stored? whatever is taught is about the belief, the kepercayaan, is about the experience, it's about the memories, sweet memories.
Right.
Yeah, it's about the memories. It's about what they have seen and what they have done.
Okay.
So if let's say there is any question, let's say YM, you asked me about a question and I did not unlock myself to my conscious mind.
Yes.
I would use a very nasty words.
Yes.
I would use a word which anyone else who hear will not be comfortable at listening.
Correct.
So I have to really unlock my mind to make sure that whatever I answered can really be communicated to the real world, so that everybody who is surrounding me, they will feel at ease. Dia selesa dengar, okay, I understand what she's trying to say,
right.
you know, rather than I get angry or maybe I get very excited.
Right.
Let's say if someone else is in the rape act, whether it's a reality or whatever it is, what they feel so excited.
Yes.
And they will just say it out when they are posted with the question.
Correct.
So they are not really thinking about what's going to happen to the victim, what's going to happen to the family, what's going to happen about the religion and the race as well.
Right.
So di sini meaning to say that I'm trying to say is that the empathy is very important thing. Every human being need to have the empathy. Whatever you say, you must think about people outside there. If it is rape, you must think about the victim. You must think about the family. Yeah. So this is of how we should be able to really unlock our subconscious mind to be able to communicate with the conscious mind outside there, so that we are always in the successful platform. If you are a teacher, you are able to deliver your knowledge well. If let's say you are a professor, you are able to really deliver your information, the research done very well. According to the appropriate language.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to say about the unlock and the lock business. So everybody here, even in this room, every one of us, we have our own subconscious mind. But whether you unlock it, then it will make things successful, or the other way around.
What does it take for someone to unlock that subconscious mind, Prof. Datin? Is there a book, or is there a professor, so to speak, who needs to teach you how to do the unlock of that?
Now, on my part,
Yes.
I think on your part and on SEGi part, we are trying to inform people outside there of how to unlock.
Okay.
But the problem is that what I'm trying to say here, we are in the situation of a very classical moment.
Right.
I cannot teach people how to unlock.
Okay.
But it's through your own experience.
Right.
Through your own experience, and then you have to really you need to have a good interpersonal relationship with other people.
Right. Okay. Okay.
If you do not have a good interpersonal relationship with others, you couldn't care less about what others feel. I don't care about what he feels. I don't care about what she feels. I'll just say, I'm angry now. I'm angry. Kalau kita dah lihat satu drama yang something to do with a rape act, and then suddenly he voiced up something which really affect another person. So what can we say about this? So we are trying to say that if you have a good interpersonal relationship with other people, you will respect that people. More so that particular individual maybe has their own spouse, with the husband, the anak-anak, and then the family. So in this case here, as a human being, we need to have a good intrapersonal. You have to have your own strength. What is your strength? You have to have a good interpersonal. Your relationship with others is not only meant to be as a good relationship, but you respect others. I respect my student, I respect my colleague, I respect every crew member here. So whenever I say things, I have to be very, very careful not to hurt their feeling. See? So the business of unlock and unlocking here, it depends on that person again, and more so it depends on the background. The background also plays an important role.
The person's personality, so to speak.
The personality, so to speak. Because when you talk about personality, we have the psychological element here. When you talk about psychological aspect of personality, every one of us in the world, we have the element of what we call as psychoanalytic theory of personality.
Yes.
We have the id, we have the ego, we have the superego.
Yeah.
Okay, when you have a very high id, the desire to do something. You do not have a good balanced ego and superego. Then that's where, when it is in a conversation, you say something that may hurt others.
Correct.
So your id is very high, that the ego and superego can't cope with it. I'm playing around with the psychological element now. Yeah. So in life, that's why sometimes we really need to be very careful. We learn from the mistake, we learn from the experience, and then we need to have a very high empathy. Not so that we do not really say something that may hurt others. Dengan kata lain, kita tak terlanjur. Kapal terlanjur, you can take it back. But if you say something, you cannot withdraw. Yes, by saying sorry, it's...
You can forgive, but you can't forget.
Yes. You can forgive, but you can't forget. The feeling of the hurt is still there.
Correct.
Kadang-kadang you feel embarrassed to go out, but it's not because of your mistake, it's because of others. But being someone with a very good identity, strong identity, it's not your mistake, but it's because of the others. It happens because of the situation. So be a good person and carry out your responsibility well.
Some believe that rape happened because women did not take care of themselves in how they acted or dressed. What's your view on this, Prof. Datin? Is this a lame excuse, or you think it's... Maybe you can share with us.
Okay, I think there's an excuse.
I knew you were going to say that.
There was a research done.
Okay.
A few years ago.
Okay.
50% found that the women, they do not treat themselves well. By the way they act and by the way they dress up.
Okay.
But actually, this is only one of the many factors. The one important factor is the sexual desire. The sexual desire of a man, I'm sorry to say, of a man, regardless of whether they are young, old. If you can still remember, there was at one time a 90-year-old atuk raped a young girl. That is 90-year-old. Tu tak ada gigi dah. So to see here, the sexual desire is very, very high. But what really stimulate him? What is actually yang merangsangkan? What is actually that? Because of the of what is happening surrounding them. They look at people because every now and then people wear differently according to their job spec. If I am an actress, I wear accordingly. If I'm a teacher, I wear accordingly. Okay. If I'm, let's say, someone being as a sales girl, I also wear accordingly.
Correct.
So now we can always see all these things not only via the reality, but it's also through all this YouTube, media, social. So when you see things, especially the sexual activity, you can always take it from any video. You just click one word, there it comes. It's not only men, women can also get stimulated by looking at all these things. So when your mind is filled up with all these very beautiful things according to them, when can I do? I do not have someone. So coincidentally, maybe at a certain situation, wrong location for that particular lady or woman, that's where it will take place. So it is not only a matter of women do not know how to take care of themselves. We do know how to take care of ourselves, but in this situation, we have to look at the men. If the question is, let's say, betul ke women do not know how to take care of ourselves? But if I may ask, betul tak man doesn't know how to handle the nafsu? That is the other way around.
Correct.
Okay. So I think high time for us, the community, to play the role that we must safeguard safeguard the women. Because they are part and parcel of the human being in this life.
Right.
We are nowhere if our mom is not there.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you can't rest up properly if you do not have someone to really take good care of you. It's for example. So we really need to make sure that the women are in a safe hand. Either that person is not the family, or even more so is the family. What happens nowadays, YM, is that I am pretty worried about this sumbang mahram. Okay. Brother do it to the younger sister, father do it to the daughter and whatnot. So this is not right. So if, let's say, rape is taken as a joke to fulfill their own satisfaction, then it reflects the personality, the ID, the sexual desire of that particular person is very high, without unlocking the subconscious mind to the conscious mind.
Correct.
So this is a long process of explanation, but in reality, this is it. Okay? As you said, yes, senang to forgive, but it's very difficult to forget.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I do hope that men outside there plays an important role. Women outside there plays an important role as well, to make sure that they know how to take care of themselves. Even if they were to dress up like how they wish to, we have to be careful with the environment as well. Whom are we dealing with?
Right.
Yeah. So this is nowadays this is rampant. The rape case is rampant. In fact, the statistic is very high. Yeah, statistic is very high.
Scary, yeah.
Yeah, scary. But in Malaysia, taking rape as a joke nowadays is getting more and more in the statistic. They like to use it as a joke because, as I said just now, whatever happened, anything to do with rape, the viewers will be high.
Correct.
Regardless whether, of course, you are not the victim. Of course, you are not the rapist. But the person who raped would love to read. Hey, what's actually happening? In fact, when you watch movie, if let's say the rape scene is there, it will attract more viewers because it is the nature of our human being.
Correct.
We do have the sexual desire because we do have the id ID in our own personality. It's either your id is higher or lower in terms of sexual desire. Because if we talk about id, there are many desire. Desire to eat, desire to sleep, desire to drink. And of course, one of our primary needs for human being is the sexual desire.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the sexual desire has always been there for a very long time, Prof. Datin. And more often than not, people find it very difficult to manage that, the so-called sexual desire. What is it, because of lack of agama tak kuat or something?
It's not lack of agama tak kuat. In fact, I think when we talk about ulama, or in fact we talk about when we talk about religious men, it can also happen.
Precisely.
Okay, it is not about agama. It is about the sexual control, the need. So that's the reason why we human beings needs to get married. I have to say it transparently. Human being needs to get married, men and women, because the sexual desire is there. Okay, the sexual desire is there, and if man found out that there is an unsatisfaction in terms of the sexual desire, and nothing could be done, and there is no activity, daily activity for him. That's why we need to do daily activity as well, so that we really can control ourselves. So if this is the case, then no activity done, you only watch video about all the pornography, you only watch video about all the sexual activity, and there's no sexual satisfaction between you and your spouse, of course, this will take place and you can't control yourself.
Right.
Because we are human beings.
Yes.
We are human beings. And this is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the reality.
This is the reality.
Yes.
So I think our discussion here hopefully can really give a good insight to all those people outside there. But not to say that senang-senang nak kahwin, no. But that is the reason why in our own religion, you need to get married if you found someone which really fits into your what you need to have in them.
Yeah, sure. Now, how shall we end normalizing the rape jokes culture? Who should play the role here, Prof. Datin?
Well, everybody needs to play the role. We are playing the role now.
Right.
We are playing the role now.
Right.
The university.
Yes.
The lecturer.
Yes.
Okay. The teachers.
Yeah.
The parents.
Yeah.
The ministry of concern.
Yeah.
The organization, the NGO.
Right.
Now, first you need to educate the next generation. How to educate them?
Yeah.
These young children, they need to be affirmed of their choices, especially in relation to violence that they encountered in media, social, on the street and at school.
Yes.
And they also need to be taught the importance of consent at a young age.
Right.
Okay, that's why in the preschool education, there is a topic on the body parts of the child.
Correct.
What are the do's and what are the don'ts? Who can touch, who cannot touch? At what age? And what happens if somebody else who is not within the family or even within the family does something to them, they have to report it. So this must be educated to the young children for the next generation. And then another thing is that we need to have zero tolerances. Policies must be established, okay, of zero tolerances for sexual harassment in wherever we live, the place where we learn, and also the place where we play. So we need to have all those zero tolerances. Broaden the understanding of the rape culture.
Right.
Now, when I say broaden the understanding, we need to understand the rape culture. Rape culture actually includes the wide range of harm practices or harm sexual attack upon women that rob the women and ladies' autonomy and right. So this needs to be done there and then.
Correct.
Yeah, to broaden the understanding and build up the spaces where rape jokes are not tolerated. Because as a community, we are in a community. Yeah, as a citizen, we need to really make sure that we create online classroom for a teacher, online safe classroom for a teacher. Safe workplace and also safe social platform.
Yeah.
Safe social platform.
Yeah.
Don't allow anyone to do the child grooming. That is not right. This is to stop the what you call that, to stop or to end the online abuse. Because when we look at all these aspects, when we do the documentation research, we found out that rape-related joke is one example of digital harm. And this may lead to sexual violence offline. From online, it can go to offline.
Right.
Okay. And this is not right. So we have to put a stop. Okay. And then step in whenever we see harmful behavior online. It need to put a stop. How do we do it? Speak up. Make a report. And we as a citizen as well need to educate ourselves the impact to victim and also the impact to others who are involved in this situation.
Correct.
So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that make our beautiful land Malaysia as a safe place.
Right.
But of course, we can't deny every now and then people get sexual arousal. And when they don't have someone in front of them, they just catch it. It's just like kucing makan ikan. Okay? It's not human at all. Yeah? But by telling so that you must have the empathy. If you do that to people, what happen if someone else do it to your wife? Do it to your mother? Who gave birth to you, and also maybe do it to your younger or elder sister. that puts you in the situation to think, if let's say they are still in the limelight, to think about what's the good reason and what's the bad reason of doing all those things.
Correct.
So we are all human being. Kita semua manusia, kita bukan malaikat. People will say, senang cakap. Yes, senang cakap. But you can put an effort to avoid, to control the sexual desire if it is in you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prof. Datin, for your insight and all the interesting
You're
sharing.
welcome.
Thank you. Comedians have a platform. They operate in a position of power, so they can easily use the powerless as fodder for their jokes. Survivors of sexual violence deserve support and respect. They should not be made to feel triggered for the sake of a few laughs. This is just basic decency. So, it must be said, rape jokes are not funny. And if the joker actually does fall into the just a joke category, there is a possibility that an undetected rapist hears the joke and feels validated in his atrocious criminal behavior. Once again, thank you, Prof. Datin, for being in our ECM Talk program. It is an honor to have you here with us. Inshallah, we will have you again. Segians, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Edu Channel Malaysia. Stay tuned to our next program with more exciting topics just for you. Take care and stay healthy, everyone. Jumpa lagi.